Hey friends, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which is going to literally be a full face of new makeup. I am going to try quite a few of the products that I purchased during my Sephora VIB sale haul. Now, this is not going to be a thoughts or first impressions on the products because I actually do have a video coming your way in just a few days on everything I purchased and how it worked for me so that you will know if you've had your sights set on some of these products. But today really just is going to be a put some of this makeup on my face together, and that way you can see firsthand how it applies. So there's a lot to work with today. I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to use. The Naughty palette by Huda, one of the Rare palettes, the Dior Rose Gold Highlighter palette, the Rare Beauty primer. Some of this stuff isn't new, it's new to me because I just picked it up, but the Makeup Forever concealer, Rare Beauty lipstick, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, Gucci bronzer, just a whole bunch of stuff. The Makeup by Mario, what is this, like the mixing medium, the Too Faced matte Born This Way. Again, full face of everything new because it's what I purchased in my Sephora haul. And yeah, we're gonna throw this on my face together. You can see how it worked for me. And then again, in a few days, I will come at you with a video on how everything in my haul worked for me, whether it worked or didn't. So if you're interested in seeing me put this new stuff on my face, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so starting off with the shade Filthy from the Huda Naughty Nude palette. Not gonna lie, it's a little awkward stating some of these shade names. I knew I was getting what I was getting into with getting this palette, but it's a little different when you have to say it out loud. So just building that shade up, it is the lightest shade, and ultimately I was going to use it all over the lid to set my concealer, but opted for the crease just because the tone was a little bit deeper than I anticipated. Going in with the Makeup by Mario mixing medium and one of the shades in the Rare Beauty palette, it's called Passion. I'm going to take some of this on a brush and then I am going to place some of that mixing medium on the back of my hand. I felt like this was a total science experiment, you guys, because I've never really worked with mixing mediums before. And I didn't want to ruin my pan of product. So I put it on the brush and then went in with the mixing medium onto my brush after I had placed the eyeshadow already on the brush. So going in to lay this down on my lid, and again, I don't have a lot of any experience with mixing mediums, but it's just like and I know I said I wasn't going to go into a whole lot of detail, but the intensity wasn't there like I thought it was going to. So I decided to use the little spatula as he suggests. So I ended up scraping out a little bit of my eyeshadow, which I wasn't intending on doing because I feel like it kind of ruins your pan. But a light little scrape actually gets quite a bit of product out. So kind of just, I'm telling you, total science experiment here. Just dumping some of that on the back of my hand, and again, going in with another drop of mixing medium onto the product itself. And with that same brush, kind of mixing it up and then going onto my eyelid. I felt like I needed to try it every which way. Let me know in the comments below if you have experience with this type of product. But again, I felt like it was really lacking that intensity that I was hoping for. I was hoping that this product would take my eyeshadows, like my metallic and sparkly eyeshadows, to the next level, and I feel like it almost toned it down a little bit. So I ended up deciding to go in with my finger on the other eye, which is my usual method for these types of shades, and by George, I think we got it. So using my finger, amped it up as usual. It's what I'm used to, but I couldn't even believe the difference between using my finger and going in with that mixing medium. It's like the mixing medium dulled it down, diluted it, whatever the case. I really wasn't a fan. And again, I may just not know how to use it correctly, but you can even tell right now the difference between the two eyes and their intensity and pigmentation. So that being said, I do end up going in with some product on my finger with the other eye because you could really tell the difference. Now I'm going in with that light gold shade. Let me see what it's called. It's called Clarity, and I'm placing that on the innermost portion of my lid just to kind of give it a little bit of a brightness and also to kind of give it a little bit of a gradient effect. Now going back into the Naughty Nude palette, and I mixed two of the matte shades. I mixed Untamed and Spicy, and that's what I'm placing on the outermost portion of the lid to deepen it up. Spicy is the deepest shade in the palette, and so I really was looking for something to deepen it up, but not to that extent. So that's why I mixed some of Untamed in there, and it really did make the perfect match. So next up, going in, you guys know I love my red shades, and this is the shade Desire, and I'm just placing this with my finger. It's a creamy shade, so definitely your finger works best. Placing this in the middle portion, just kind of, it's gonna look like a, almost like an olive green type to the red to the deepest brown. But now going back in with that shade from the Rare Beauty palette called Passion, because I lost some of that when I placed down the red. And then, as I typically do, going back and forth, I'm going back in with that Desire shade and kind of placing that where I lost some of it with placing down the other shade. Going in with the Rare Beauty primer. I had purchased this because I had heard that it was very similar to MAC Strobe Cream, and so that was one of the main reasons I picked this up, aside from loving most products from the brand. I will have a Sephora updated haul where I'll tell you my thoughts, but that's really the reason I bought it. Going in with the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation, I had heard after I bought this that the exact shades in the regular are kind of different in the matte formula, and so when I pumped out a little bit of product, I was like, ooh, this might be a little too yellow, but ultimately it ended up being just perfect. I did swatch them side by side after this video. I was like, are they really different? And once I swatched them, they are pretty identical. For reference, I am in the shade Light Beige, and I'm using a Rare Beauty foundation brush to buff this in. As I was buffing it in, I was like, oh my goodness, is this looking too yellow? Because I am a neutral undertone, and I love that about the regular version is that it does pull very neutral. It looked kind of yellow. Once I was done though, I could really tell that it was my match. Next, going in with the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. Mine is in the shade 2.3, which is the like fair with pink undertones, and that one was perfect. If you remember, I purchased this in my last huge Sephora haul, which was the spring sale haul, and I had gotten 2.5, and it was way too deep, and that was described as a light with neutral undertones. So if you run my same skin tone or around there, then just know 2.5 is too deep. It made my under eyes look crepey and gross. 2.3 was the magic one. So definitely my perfect match in this product. It's very, very thick, by the way. Hence the full coverage. Next, going in with my favorite product of my haul or my purchase, and that's the Gucci bronzer. Like, this is what I was looking forward to the most. So just grabbing a Sephora bronzer brush. It's like a duo fiber brush, and this is in the shade 3, so I was trying to go in with a lighter hand just so that it wouldn't look super excessive, so I wouldn't look really tan. Sorry for the lighting change there. And I found it very easy to apply. Again, more thoughts on it in my next video in my Sephora haul update, but as far as applying it, I feel like the ease is definitely there. And again, if you run my same skin tone more or less, then 3 was perfect for me. I wouldn't have chosen any other one. Next, I'm going in with the Rose Gold Highlighting Palette by Dior. It's the Dior Backstage. And a highlighting brush, my Anastasia A23. Now, I used a mix. I did not mix them. I went in with one, then the other. So the first one I went in with was Rose. It's a shimmer. And it's very beautiful. It's more subdued than I thought that one is. But it is a very glowy, like your skin is glowing. I don't know how to describe it, but it is very lovely. Now, the reason I went in with Golden Peach after is because I wanted to amp it up a little bit. So I didn't mix them. I added one, or I placed one, and then added the other one over top. Okay, now going in with blush, which this shade absolutely does not match what I'm wearing on my eyes today, but it's the only new blush that I have from this haul, and it is the shade Fuego Flush. It is one of the cream blushes, one of the Cheeks Out cream blushes, and I'm using a cream blush brush. Felt like that was a tongue twister. So I am using that to apply that to my face, and I did go in sort of light-handed. You do need to press pretty well to get some pigment, but I didn't want to go too heavy-handed just because of the mismatch. I knew it didn't go with my eye look. Going in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I've heard a million and one things about this spray, so I have been so looking forward to using it. The sprayer, again, more thoughts later, but the sprayer is pretty good. I'm kind of picky about my sprayers, but it's pretty good, and it has a very nice smell. Next, going back in to the Naughty Nude palette, and we're going to finish out the lower lash line, going in with the shade Untamed. It's kind of the next to deepest shade in the palette, and it's the one of the ones we mixed together earlier. Just going in to, again, the lower lash line, and then with less product, I am going further in to the lower lash line. So the deepest pigment is going to be on the outer portion, and then just kind of lightening it up. Going in with my Lots of Lashes mascara by Maybelline and going to do the lower lash line. I went off camera and did my regular lashes just so that I wouldn't take up the time, but this is one of those times where I am doing lower lashes. Next, going in with the Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Strengthen. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I didn't use Strengthen. I used Transform. It's the lighter of the two that I picked up, and it is a little more red than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more of a, I don't know, almost a deeper type of red, kind of a wine red, but it was a little brighter than I anticipated, but performed just as equally as the, I think it's called Brave, is the orange one I have, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I really do enjoy this formula. That about wraps it up, you guys, using a ton of new products that I picked up from my Sephora haul. I hope you enjoyed. All right, friends, this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found the time spent with me fun, or just chatting about makeup fun. I don't know. But before I let you go, I want to give you a very quick verse of the day. It comes from John 6:47, and it says, Jesus said, I tell you the truth, he who believes has everlasting life. It is my prayer that if you don't already know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, that you would come to know him as your Savior and your very best friend, the ultimate peace that he can give you, and just how amazing he really is. Thanks again for stopping by and just kind of spending some time with me with these makeup products. I will see you very soon in the next video. Until then, stay safe and stay well. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.